All right, let's get started. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the 2020-2021 school year. My name is Francisco Velasco, and I am the Executive Director at Peaster Charter School. We are excited to have you with us for the next few minutes. We have a short presentation for you. This evening, we have our principals. We have Dr. Matzinger, the STEM principal, Dr. Dominguez, our BAPA principal, and Dr. Slayman, our associate principal. Let's get started. We're going to begin with modernization. Right in front of you, as you can see, our school went through a major modernization project. When we're able to come in, you'll see that not only inside, but outside of the classroom, all of our furniture, all of our areas are brand new. You are going to love our new areas, our new playgrounds, our new equipment, and certainly your new classrooms. But certainly we are not done yet. As of starting next week, we will begin our project of our field. We will also modernize it. This project will probably last about 4 to 5 months, and hopefully by the time we come back to school, not only will you go into brand new classrooms, but also when we go to the playground, you get to play in new structures and a new field. Okay, and to move along, we have Dr. Dominguez that will talk to you about our distance learning plan. Dr. Dominguez.
Good evening, families and students. My name is Dr. Dominguez, and I am the BAPA principal. I'm so happy that you're able to join us virtually. I just want to share that we are absolutely thrilled to be offering you a new distance learning plan this year. Our teachers have been working very, very hard to provide a distance learning plan to support your child's instructional needs. And so just a couple of points that I want to share with you this evening is that some changes have been made since the end of last year. And I just want to make sure that you are aware that when students are logging on, teachers are taking attendance each day. And so it's very, very important that if your child is sick or is unable to attend that session, please communicate with our front office staff so that we know to excuse the absence or make a note of it. Additionally, our students will be received standards-based instruction, and teachers will regularly monitor student work, provide feedback, and also record engagement and participation of students. And so the reason we are doing this is we are really trying to provide the utmost quality instruction to our students. Although we're not able to meet face-to-face, we're still able to provide instruction online. And lastly, teachers are going to have regular office hours. So if you do need to communicate with your child's homeroom teacher, please make sure you reach out, schedule a meeting. There is time within the day for teachers to schedule meetings within our working hours. So with that, I'm going to share a little bit about what a sample schedule may look like. I just want to reiterate that this is a sample schedule, and so it may not be the schedule that your child has, but just to give an overview of what is possible, students will sign in from 8 o'clock to 8:30, take attendance, participate in a trust circle, engage in social emotional learning, have an opportunity to build that community online. Then there will be a block of instruction from 8:30 to 10 o'clock. From 10:20 to 10:35, there is a snack break, which is school-wide. That is in every single grade level, in every single class, a school-wide snack break, followed by another instructional block from 10:35 to 12 o'clock, which then leads us into lunch. And again, similar to our snack break, we will have a school-wide lunch break from 12 o'clock to 12:40. So if you have multiple students in the household, it makes it a little easier to be able to prepare and provide lunch to your kiddos. And then depending on the grade level and the instructional minutes, students may be returning online after lunchtime, or they may not. And so that's where it's important to communicate with your child's teacher to determine what the schedule is. And just to provide a little more information, students will be engaging with their teachers in whole group instruction, in small group instruction, one-on-one, and also working independently. So there are multiple ways in which students will engage in learning. And so I just want to let parents know that if they are not connected on the screen the entire day, that is perfectly okay, and students will be working on instruction independently at that point. And so with that, I would like to introduce Dr. Slayman. She will be reviewing our MindLab schedule.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Dr. Slayman, and I'm the Proud Associate Principal here at Feaster Charter School. In front of you, you have our MindLab schedule. As you know, our MindLabs program is something that we consider integral into our own system and our organization. And so we wanted to make sure that our students had the opportunities online as well. You're looking at our schedule. It is consistent with last year's schedule in terms of when students are receiving their MindLabs instruction. During MindLabs, our students are going to be logging in under a unique Microsoft team that was created specifically for their grade and the groups that they will see. Throughout the school year, our students will have access to 6 disciplines that they will receive instruction in. And that includes art, that also includes dance, PE, science, technology, engineering, and all of this will be brought to you through Microsoft Teams. So you're looking at the schedule, and that is the time where students will be live with our MindLabs teachers. You do not need to worry about clicking onto anything else other than just joining through the Microsoft team that they have assigned to them. And students will be live, like I explained, throughout the entire time that you see there on the screen. So 4th grade, you are on Monday, kinder on Tuesday morning, 3rd grade following right after kinder, 1st grade on Wednesday morning, 5th grade in the afternoon, and Thursday we have middle school and our TK students, and Friday we are capping off with 2nd grade and 6th grade. In addition to all of the sample schedules right now that Dr. Dominguez went through, we have posted these through our new school website. You can access it by going to feaster.cbesd.org, where you will find the distance learning resources. And under there, we have linked every single teacher's, not only their schedules, but also their individual classroom website for you. I'd now like to hand it over to Dr. Motzinger, who will continue to explain our technology support.
Thank you. Good afternoon, parents. My name is Dr. Motzinger, and I am the principal of the STEM Academy here at Feaster. Thank you for joining us tonight as our first ever virtual back to school night. I know that one of the biggest barriers that some of you are having in getting your kids online for distance learning is technology. We want to support you because you need technology to get your kids online. We have set up a phone number that you can call to receive tech support. You can see it on the screen. It's 619-678-1701. There's also an email if you prefer. And if you don't get a hold of somebody right away, please do leave a message. All of those messages are archived and will be responded to the next day. So if you call after hours, we will be happy to get a hold of you. Please, please, please don't hesitate to call, because the technology is the first thing students need to have in their hands in order to access their distance learning. Next, I'd like to talk a little bit about lunch distribution. So even though we aren't physically on site, we still want to make sure that all students receive breakfast and lunch each day. So instead of coming daily to pick up meals for your children, every Monday from 12 to 2, we'll be distributing 5 days worth of breakfast and lunch for kids. Please come every Monday between 12 and 2, right outside the front of the school, and they will put in the back of your car lunch and breakfast for all of your kids for 5 days for the whole week. So please come and join us on Mondays from 12 to 2 to get lunch and breakfast. And last, I would like to talk a little bit about a second opportunity to pick up materials. It was really, really great to see almost all of our families come last Friday and pick up materials for the first day of school. As things have continued to come in, we have a few more things we need for students to have at home to be successful. So first and foremost, many of you are asking about chargers for your iPads. They are here, they finally arrived, so we will have chargers to distribute on September 23rd. We also will have headphones if your child needs headphones at home to plug into their iPad. We'll have headphones as well. We also have math books. All the math books are finally here, so all students are going to need their new math book. And all of that will be available for pickup on September 23rd from 8 to 2. You can come anytime during that time frame. It doesn't matter what grade level you're in, but anytime September 23rd between 8 o'clock and 2 o'clock, please come pick up the materials that we did not get in your box the first time around. And with that, I am going to turn it over to Mr. Velasco to close out our meeting today.
All right, I would like to invite all of you parents to please be involved. Currently, we have 2 positions for our board. We need 2 parent representatives to be able to serve as part of the board. This position is a 2-year position, so we ask that if you're interested, know that the commitment is for 2 years. Regularly or typically, we meet 6 to 8 times a year, and usually our meetings last about an hour, hour and a half. We used to meet live in person about once or twice a month, but now these are going virtual. So we will continue with tradition of meeting about 6 times a year, 6 to 8, but it will be virtual. We will have online meetings until we are able to safely return. Then we will come back and meet as a group in one of the classrooms. And with that, I would like to close this back to school night. This is your time where you get to ask questions of us. And let me just reassure you, let me just say this. You are going to struggle at the beginning. Technology is going to be huge. Glitches are going to happen. Wi-Fi is not going to be available. All of a sudden, your device will probably freeze. Know that that is happening to all of us, even here at school, at Modern High School. So know that that's going to happen, and you do need to be okay with it. We have to have grit, move forward. If you need support, you have our numbers. Let us know, and we will be more than happy to help you. And with that, I open the floor to you. If you have questions, please type those. And between the team, principals, and myself, we'll do our best to answer any and all of your questions. We have a few.
We have a few questions. So Dr. Motzinger, if you could please take this question. When will the students be going back to in-person learning? I know that some districts are going back on September 28th.
Yes, thank you. That's a really great question. At this time, we are waiting for guidance from health officials in Chula Vista. As you know, the county is very large and certain zip codes have higher numbers than others. So we are watching very closely the case numbers in Chula Vista and awaiting guidance from health officials before we can return. You may hear, and it sounds like some of you have heard, that other districts are moving towards returning to school. Know that at this time, Chula Vista and including Feaster Charter School are not moving towards that at this time. We will let you know as soon as we have more information about when schools might open.
And Dr. Motzinger, if you can continue with the next question is for you as well. When will new students receive materials box?
So great question. If you are a new student to Feaster, we are working on putting together additional material boxes. We can have those ready when we do material distribution on September 23rd. So we will have, if you are a brand new student to Feaster, and also if you didn't pick up your material box at our prior distribution date, you can come anytime to the front office and pick up those boxes.
Okay, the next question we have here, if we can have, actually, Dr. Motzinger, this question is also for you. When will the iPad chargers be distributed, and as well as hotspots?
Yes, so iPad chargers are here. They will be distributed on September 23rd with the rest of materials, so we'll have them ready September 23rd. The hotspots that some parents had reserved about a month ago, those are here, and we're working on getting them from the district to our school, so we can let you know if you signed up to receive a hotspot. We will be letting you know that you can come pick those up.
The next set of questions, Dr. Dominguez, this is for you. To confirm, the school day ends for kids at 1:30? Question?
That's a great question. So I encourage you to please communicate with your teacher. Each grade level has a different schedule depending on instructional minutes that are required, and so it may vary depending on the grade level. So again, please communicate with your child's teacher, or you can also visit our website and look up the schedule for your particular grade level.
The next question is for Mr. Velasco. Are we continuing to drop off proof of address?
Yes, we are. Our office is open daily from 8 to 2 p.m. You will not be allowed to go into the office, but we have a new bell system. You come to the door, we have a bell, you'll ring that bell. The secretary will come out, get paperwork, make the copies, and give you the original. So yes, as soon as you are ready, please come on over and we will take care of that for you.
The next set of questions is for Dr. Motzinger, and this is regarding the hotspots. Families want to know, how can they reserve a hotspot for their kids?
Yes, so we sent a survey several weeks ago, and if you were not able to sign up on that survey, if you can let your child's homeroom teacher know that you need a hotspot, and I just want to reiterate that we do have a select number of hotspots available, and they are for families who do not have any internet service in their home. Again, it's not to extend your internet service or to beef it up and make it better. We don't have enough hotspots to do that for families, but we do have a limited number available for those of you who have no internet. So if you are not able to fill out our survey, please let your child's homeroom teacher know, and we will work on getting you those hotspots.
The next set of questions, if you can stay on, are regarding, again, distribution. So when is the last day to pay for iPad insurance?
You can pay for iPad insurance anytime in the front office. So we are here, as Mr. Velasco said, from 8 to 2, and you can pay for iPad insurance anytime, Monday through Friday from 8 to 2.
The next question is regarding the school pictures and yearbooks. Parents would like to know when they will be receiving the yearbook from last year, if it was purchased, as well as school pictures.
So yearbooks and school pictures are in the front office. So again, between the hours of 8 and 2, you're welcome to come to the front office and pick up the yearbooks and school pictures from last school year.
The next question is for Dr. Dominguez. Do our children have to go in person once it is okay to go back?
That's a great question. So we currently are working, or have, 3 different models that we are exploring. And so it will be either a face-to-face model, a hybrid model, or a distance learning model. And so in the event that we need to return, we will be sharing a little bit more about the 3 different models that are available.
The next question that we have here is for Dr. Dominguez as well. What about the middle school schedule?
So the middle school schedule can also be found on our website, And so if you have any specific questions regarding the schedule, I encourage you to communicate with your child's homeroom teacher, and they will be able to provide you additional details regarding the schedule.
Next question is for Mr. Velasco. When is the last day to turn in proof of address and physicals for middle school?
We still have about 2 weeks to do that. So if you find that you haven't received a bill or that you haven't received the documents that are needed, just come to the office, let the secretary know that you may need a little extra time, and we should be able to allow for that. Just know that typically we have 2 weeks to do this. But again, if you need more time, don't stress. Make sure you come, let the secretary know, and we will certainly give you more time to be able to complete this task.
The next question is, our series of questions are for Dr. Motzinger. And I'm grouping several questions together that are along the same theme. The questions are, will we have an option to continue with either a hybrid model, an in-person model, or what types of models will be offered? If we do not feel comfortable with our students returning, will we be offered the opportunity for them to continue with distance learning?
Yes, so as Dr. Dominguez mentioned, there are 3 models we're looking at. If you do not feel comfortable once students are allowed to come back, and we invite certain students back to campus, a distance learning model will be offered at least through the rest of this school year. So we certainly understand everybody has different positions and different circumstances, and so when students are safely able to come back, we know some families may still want to finish out the school year in a distance learning model, and that will be okay.
The next question is also for Dr. Motzinger. Is it okay to change out the iPad covers that were provided to us?
So I am going to make an assumption that you want to change it out for an iPad cover that you purchase, and that is no problem. Just hang on to the other one so you can return it back when we do bring the iPads back, but you are more than welcome to purchase your own cover. I would just caution you to make sure it's a good, sturdy cover that's not going to scratch the iPad or hurt the iPad if you drop it.
The next series of questions is for Dr. Dominguez. Can you explain a little bit about how grades will count during distance learning? How will grades look? Will we be receiving report cards like we did in the past?
That's a great question. So to answer the question in regards to report cards, this first quarter, your child will receive a progress report. And so similar to what we have done in previous years or previous quarters, the first quarter is an opportunity for the child's teacher to get to know where the child is academically, as well as where they are socially and emotionally. And so it will take a little bit of time for teachers to build those relationships and for students to build those relationships amongst their peers. And so with that being said, again, the first quarter is going to be a progress report based on essential standards and the standards that have been covered for that particular quarter.
The next set of questions is for Mr. Velasco. Can a school employee / parent apply for the open parent representative on the board?
That is a great question. That's always been in the gray area, but the short answer is no. If you are a staff member, then you are part of the staff member pool for the board. And I know that, again, that could be viewed as a great area, but historically here at Feaster, we have never allowed staff members that are also parents to be part of the board as a parent. So if you're a staff member, whether you're certificated or classified, you do need to go through that process for certificated or for classified.
And another question for you, Mr. Velasco. Can you explain a little bit about the YMCA Child Care Program? If parents are still interested in signing up, how can they do so? And can you explain about the safety protocols that are in place for our students?
That is a great question you ask, because we have put a lot of things in place to ensure that the students that do come to us for childcare are attended, are safe, and when here, we take good care of them. Typically, we have groups of 10 students per classroom. Only those students in that particular classroom can be in that room. Those students only are able to attend or go to one set of restrooms. So students in other classrooms are not able to attend or go to that restroom itself. So each classroom has a set of restrooms that they use, just so that, again, we stay away from crossing the groups. We have a health attendant and eventually a nurse here at school that is always on call in case of an emergency. If you are not part of the original list selected, please, we do have a waiting list. So if you're interested, make sure you come to the front office, let us know, they'll add your name to the waiting list, and as those spots become available, we will be calling the next group.
The next question is regarding YMCA. In the event that we return to campus, will Stretch continue to be offered at Feaster?
The short answer to that is yes. As far as how do we return to campus, that'll take some time, and it would be gradually with different hybrid models. But eventually, when things become normal again, we will continue to have our YMCA programs in the morning before school, and also we'll continue to offer the after-school option.
And a few questions, Mr. Velasco, on just proof of address. Does everybody need to bring proof of address even if they were here last year?
The short answer to that is yes. It is a task that we do every single year, whether you are new to the community or whether you are a returning student.
The next question is for Dr. Motzinger. When will our students be receiving the SBAC medals like we had originally planned at the end of the school year?
Yeah, so that's a really good question, and on that note, we have a lot of things, awards and things that we wanted for students to receive during fourth quarter of last school year. So I don't have a specific date we can give you, but when students do return, we will return back to all of the celebrations and awards and honors that we've given to our students in the past. It may look different, it may not be in a big group setting, but we will make sure that we hold on to those. We have them, they are here safe and sound at Feaster. We just don't have them ready to deliver yet. But when we come back to school, I promise all of our awards and honors will go back to normal, and we'll celebrate our kids.
Another question for you, Dr. Motzinger. Can we go to the school to receive technical support with our iPad? We don't want to just call in.
So on that note, I would suggest you call first and speak with our technical advisors without knowing exactly what the issue is. It's hard to advise over this forum, but what I would say is that please do call, explain the issue, and they will let you know if it is something that they need you to come in for. And that's just to reduce the amount of traffic we have coming to and from school. So if you can give that number a call, and maybe we can put the tech number back up on the screen in case anybody needs to write it down.
And another tech-related question, is insurance optional?
Yes, so insurance is optional. You certainly do not have to pay for insurance. What we do notice with the iPads is a lot of students drop them, and when the screens crack, they can be pretty pricey to replace. As you know, when you take the devices home, there is a responsibility to treat them carefully, and but accidents happen, and certainly we know that. And if you purchase the insurance, then that takes care of the entire price of the new screen, which can run $80 to $100 to replace the screens, but completely optional. You do not have to purchase it.
Grouping together a couple of questions just regarding the chargers. Will we be receiving tablet chargers, or are they normal cell phone chargers?
So you'll be receiving the Lightning charger, which should be the exact same charger that you use for an iPhone and the iPad. So if you have a Lightning charger at home, you can use that, but we did purchase one for every student. So if you need another one, they will be available on September 23rd.
And one last tech-related question. How can kids who are working online from Tijuana take tests from the CVSD website?
So that is a tricky workaround. The district right now is working on a way that they can access the district website from TJ. Currently, at this very moment, that is not a possibility, but they are aware of the challenge that some of our kids face working from Mexico, and so we will shortly have a workaround for that they will be able to access the website from TJ. So just hold tight, we will get to that soon. It is an issue that they're aware of.
Next series of questions are for Dr. Dominguez regarding schedule. So what happens if our student has a doctor's appointment on a school day?
So if your child has a doctor's appointment on a school day, then please contact our front office, speak with Melissa, and she can make a note of it in the attendance for it to be an excused absence.
Can you explain a little bit more about how spiraling of standards is going to happen over the first few weeks? Our parents are wondering when new material will be taught.
Okay, so just to give a little bit of context, last week the focus was for teachers to build relationships with students and parents to understand what the child or the student's learning environments are, to get to know the child a little bit better. This week is our first week that teachers have had collaboration, and so during collaboration, teachers spend approximately 2.5 hours planning and preparing lessons for the following week. And so you should be seeing that instruction is going to start to increase. Content will increase as well, and a focus on those essential standards will be coming through the work that students are completing.
The next question is for Dr. Motsinger. It's regarding iPad insurance. Our understanding is that the district covers insurance for their devices. Why is it that we are requesting that parents pay?
So we, as a charter school, are part of the district in some capacities. We purchase these devices with our own funds, and the district did not purchase those devices for us. So the iPads are a very expensive device that are probably a little bit more expensive than what the district purchased for their students. So the insurance and the repair costs on those are higher, and that's why it's completely optional. You certainly do not have to purchase it, and chances are your child nothing may happen to it, and it will be completely fine. We just offer that option so that you know that you have a backup in case something happens to the iPad. But just to reiterate that we are as a charter school, we use our own school funding to purchase those devices.
And a question related to device distribution. Is it possible to stop by for the charger now that they are in, or do I need to wait until the distribution date?
So if you could wait until the distribution date, that would be most helpful. Again, we're trying to reduce the number of people that are back and forth across campus. If you are in dire need of one, you don't have any Lightning Jack chargers at home or any iPhone chargers at home, if you could call the tech line and we can maybe work something out. But again, if you could wait until September 23rd, part of the reason is they're in a lot of boxes and they're all over the place, so we need to get them organized and get them taken out of packages so they're ready for distribution.
The next series of questions is for Mr. Velasco. Do we all need to turn in a medical record or immunization card?
Yes, that is part of the law. We are expected to do that. If you have any questions as far as what exactly needed, please call the health office. speak to Melissa. She is be very happy to give you all of the information that you need. She knows exactly what it is that needs to be turned in, and so she'd be the best person to speak. But the short answer is yes, you do need to turn in one.
Okay, and another question regarding actually physical forms for 7th and 8th graders. Where can I find the physical form? Online, or do I need to come in person to pick it up? And what is the deadline?
The deadline for our physicals, again, typically we give 2 weeks for that, and I suspect that we will continue to do that. If you need more time, let us know. We can be flexible. As far as the forms, you can come to the front office and we can give you a copy of that.
Is there a deadline on residency for a former student?
We're given 2 weeks. Again, if you need more time because you don't have a means of getting proof of residency, come to us, speak to the secretary, or give us a call, and we can certainly extend that for you, depending on you.
Another question regarding proof of address. If I emailed my proof of address to Miss Marta, do I also need to take it in person?
If you are able to email it, that is fine. We can certainly scan it, run a copy, and put it in the file. So if you have a means of scanning the forms, send it to us, email it, and we can take that.
The next question is for Dr. Motzinger. Can the tech update the software on the iPads that we brought at Feaster? How will apps be updated?
Okay, so great question that I wish I had the exact answer to right now, but I don't. I know that we have a way of doing it mobily, and our tech support will be happy to help you, and I see that they have put the number back up on the screen, so please either just send an email or give a call to the number on the screen and they can explain in more detail what exactly you need to get the apps updated. But the answer is yes, we can do it. The exact steps to get it done, I don't know off the top of my head, but our tech team does.
And we have just another question. If we are to email proof of address, is there a particular email we send it to?
I'll take that because I'm here, but you would email Marta, and maybe we can go back to the school website for a second. If you go to feaster.cvesd.org, that's our new website, and all of the contact information for our front office, for our staff, everything is on there. Marta Lara is our head secretary, and she would be the one receiving the documents, but if you need anything, any other contact information, please visit our website.
Are students going to be receiving laptops, or will they just get iPads?
So our school, we use iPads at Feaster, and so you may hear that some other schools in the district are receiving laptops. Again, since we purchase items separately, we have decided to go with iPads. The kids are really familiar with using them. They've been using iPads here at Feaster for about the last 8 years, so they are very familiar with the interface of iPads, and so we'll continue to use iPads.
And another question regarding iPads. If a parent does not have insurance and there is damage to the iPad, can you describe next steps?
I'm going to assume that means there was damage when you received it, and if there was damage when you received the iPad, every iPad was inspected before it went out. So that has already been marked down and taken care of. All iPads have a serial number attached to them, and that serial number corresponds with the student ID who it is checked out to. So we know of any issues that were with the iPads prior to them going out have already been documented.
And last tech question that we have here, if my child has an iPad charger, do I need to come and pick up another one?
You certainly do not need to come pick up another one unless you want to have an extra one on hand. What we know about Microsoft Teams is that it is very, very taxing on the batteries, and that sometimes the battery is not even lasting the whole day when the kids are doing a lot of video conferencing with the teachers. So it might be helpful to have an extra one around the house, but no, you certainly do not have to come pick one up.
Next question is for Dr. Dominguez. How will attendance be affecting our kids, because sometimes they may have technical issues and enter in slightly later than the 8:30 time?
Absolutely, and that is completely understandable. So just to, again, give a little bit of context, teachers will be taking attendance by 8:30. In the event that your child is unable to log in before that time, just go ahead and give our front office a call, and Melissa will be able to support you with fixing the attendance piece.
And another question unrelated to schedules, but will our children ever meet their teacher in person?
That is a great question, and I wish I had the answer to that. You know, it's, as you know, since March we have been working very closely with our health departments, and so I cannot tell you for certainty whether or not that will happen this school year, although of course we are hopeful that at some point we can return to a sense of normalcy.
And we have a YMCA question for Mr. Velasco. Is the distance learning YMCA program currently active? I still haven't received a confirmation call. How does the waiting list work?
Okay. We were slated 80 seats for our school. Currently, we have 50 students attending. So if you were part of the original 80, know that as soon as we are giving the okay to open another classroom and we are able to staff that classroom, we will be calling the next group of people. So if you were part of the original 80 parents that received that call, know that within the next few weeks, you will get that call. At this point, it's very difficult to give you an exact date because honestly, we just don't know. We know that we will have available spots, 30 more, which means that we would need 3 more groups, 3 more classrooms, but we don't have the date yet. As soon as we have that, someone from the YMCA will be calling you.
We have a question regarding the reopening of schools. So once schools open, will you consider classes to be held outdoors with the setup of tents?
Part of the plan, or part of the different scenarios that we run through would allow us, if we go into a hybrid model, is that yes, some of the students would be inside, indoors, some of the students would be outside. Luckily for us, we have a large school, a big school, and with many areas outside. We have purchased additional tents, we have chairs, we have tables, and so eventually when we get to that point where we are able to implement a hybrid model and bring students in, we will adhere to the guidelines and have the students with plenty of space between them. So the answer is yes.
And can you tell us where the distribution for materials will take place?
Yes, the distribution will be outside of the front office. As you drive through, we will have cones. You're gonna see our tents, balloons. We will be very visible. You don't need to get out of your car. You can just drive through, open your trunk, and we'll place those materials in there. If you are walking, we will have an area for those of you that will be walking, and we'll take care of you as well.
That does conclude the questions that we have. Can you just describe if we're going to upload this recording, if in case parents joined in late?
Yes, this is being recorded, and as soon as we get it right, we will post it into our website, and it will be there so that at any opportunity you get, you can go to our website and you are able to click and view the presentation. And with that, I want to thank all of you. We want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you for being here, for spending a few minutes with us. This is not the normal procedure, but unfortunately, this is our new normal. We are delighted and very thankful that you are here with us. And with that, good night.